Mhm. We go live in a second. Right. That. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome in. Glad you're here. This is Google Business Profile Audit to Action, the live stream series where I sit down with real business owners and we look at what actually happened after their Google Business Profile audit. So it's not theory, it's not actually best practice in the abstract. We're actually talking about what changed, what worked, and what they'd actually do differently. So it's straight from people who've actually been through this process. If you're watching live, we'd love to hear from you, so you can drop a comment and join the conversation. I'm Ben Bradley from Cosmic Carrot, and today I'm joined by Sophie Shelley from House of Colour. So I'm going to just pass over to Sophie to introduce herself. Welcome, Sophie.
Hi. Hi, good afternoon. I'm Sophie Shelley from House of Colour, Lichfield and Sutton Coldfield.
And do you want to tell us a bit more what you actually do at House of Colour, Sophie?
So yes, I am a personal stylist. So I work with, I'm going to say predominantly women, but actually, Ben, I also work with men, although I only work with men who want to look good. So there's my little catchphrase for you. So
Fantastic.
I work with individuals. I also do some corporate work in companies, helping teams to feel better about themselves and know how to show up.
Fantastic. Okay. So we'll probably get into a little bit more of that as well, Sophie, as we go along. So before we actually did the audit, which, if we tell everybody, was actually 18 months ago now, December
Yeah.
24, which I can't believe we're now sitting here already at the end of June 26. But anyway, time flies, we're having fun. So before the audit, what was your Google Business Profile actually like? Was it something you'd actually set up at some point, and or
I
did you leave it alone at all?
I think I set it up without really realizing what I was doing. As I think I've spoken to you before about my technology limitations, let's say. But
Hmm.
I think it was just very, very basic. I think it had the bare minimum requirement of what was needed. And I was unaware till you did the audit about what I could actually put on there and how many people actually look at it. So yeah, it was a real game changer for me.
I do recall what the best thing was when we first started was you actually had 19 reviews, which was fantastic at the time. But we just going into a little bit more detail. So, how much did you really understand about Google Business Profile and what it could actually do for your business at that point?
In honesty, I understood very little about it. I had
Okay.
heard about it, and I think I was encouraged to create one. Um, and apart from that, I think I thought it was just something like you that you had to have for
Hmm.
people to find you. I didn't really know what else it could do and what I was able to put on there, etc. So
Especially as it's a free tool as well. This is what we've come across
mm,
as sort of,
yeah.
we're trying to shout about it all the time to actually get business owners to just use it as much as possible. So, do you know if do you remember if you were actually getting any inquiries or calls through the Google Business Profile before the
I
audit? Or
think
was,
I think before the audit, I didn't really know how people were finding me, if
oh,
I'm
okay.
completely honest, because I was quite new. So what I do and have always done since then is to ask people how they found me. And I would say that 80% of people have found me through a Google search.
Ah, fantastic. Okay,
So
that
that
really
kind
bodes
of
well.
highlighted how important it is to get the profile right. Yeah.
I think especially from the local map perspective, which I think
Mm.
we'll show a little bit later. So what made you decide to get the audit done? Apart from me sort of maybe asking you badgering you, but was there a
Well,
specific moment or frustration that
I
maybe
think
prompted you?
again, I think we met through at a networking event, and I think
That's
you we
right.
were just chatting, and I think you just impressed me with your knowledge and your kind of obvious expertise in an area that knew very little about. So yeah, it was a no-brainer really for me.
And so when we did the audit, when we went through sort of the audit findings, what surprised you the most about your own profile?
Oh, how rubbish it was.
I don't think that's
I
quite
think
true.
how basic it was,
Hmm.
really, and how I
Hmm.
hadn't been totally aware of how to access it properly, um, and what I could in fact put on there, and how important it is to keep it relevant and up to date. I think I'd just got a few reviews. I'd got the maybe the opening hours. I'm not even sure what I had
Hmm.
on there originally. Certainly hadn't got many photos or
Yeah,
reviews.
that's right. But I do recall, and so especially in your line of work,
Mm,
images, everything
yeah.
really. And to I think actually reveal that sort of section that you can put as many photos on as you like and videos, so nice little
Mm.
sort of 30, 60 second sequence of video. That's which I know you've done since, and it looks brilliantly. And I think that is something that was a bit of a revelation at the
Yeah.
time.
Mm,
Um, as well as the incorporating some imagery, in sort of Google posts and things like that.
yeah. 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 And I think it links to the my socials as well, which is nice.
Oh
So
yeah.
people can then go in and do a bit more. And I've managed to put a link on my webpage to my Google reviews as well, which I think is very clever of me.
Ah, okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, we've
So it
come
says
full circle now.
check out my Google reviews, yeah, which is nice. And actually
Ah.
recently someone pointed out that when you go onto my webpage on a mobile, which I think 95% of people do, that
Hmm.
wasn't showing that
Ah, okay.
page. So I've managed now to move it up so that when they are on a mobile, it will also link back to Google.
Ah,
See?
okay.
I know. Very
That's
clever.
fantastic. Yeah, that was the other thing as well that you sort of say to everybody, doesn't really matter what social profile you're on, but get it included in your Google business profile. Because
Yeah,
what it basically does to Google, it pulls it together. So in terms of the old sort of 10 blue links section, that we like to call it, it brings those other social
yeah,
platforms in because it then recognizes, this is the brand, this is Sophie
yeah.
Shelley's House of Colour, So yeah, that's fantastic. So were there any did did seeing everything laid out clearly give you a better sense of what to do, or did it feel a little bit overwhelming at first? And I know what the answer to this, but carry on. You tell everybody what happened like
Well, no,
24 hours later.
I think that I find technology overwhelming anyway.
Mhm.
And it's a case of do it now or worry about it and never do it. So yes, I did. I did it straight away. Everything that you suggested within the probably couple of hours, because that way I know that it's going to get done and it's fresh in my mind, and you kind
Mm.
of talked me through it. So really helpful. And best thing is to implement it, I think, if you can straight away.
Absolutely. It
Mm.
was literally 24 hours like a breath of
I
fresh
know.
air. Like you literally went bang, and it was like, oh wow, it's come alive. There's all these things. Oh, there's lovely photos of
Yeah.
all the sorts of what do we call it? The colour.
Draping, I think they're draping pictures, aren't they? Mm.
Yes, with the different colours of
Yeah.
what's best for a client. Yeah, those sorts of lovely imagery. Yeah, it was really fantastic actually, and really stood out. Um, so if we sort of so after the changes you made, Sophie,
Mm.
what so you obviously made the changes yourself. It's not something we did for you. So where did you start? If we can just get into a little bit more detail on how did you decide what to tackle first? From what we did. I know you got straight into it. Or what did you start with?
I don't. I think I just worked through my sort of checklist, and I think I thought, well, it's a really visual thing that I do, so the imagery
Mhm.
needs to be there. I think I did that pretty quickly, and of course I had. It's not like I had to go and find things. I had
Yeah.
them, and why I wasn't. Again, it's just lack of knowledge, I think, and I think that's what a lot of business owners struggle with is that
Mm.
you don't know something's there. And I think I used the phrase again this morning with somebody is there's no point being the world's best kept secret because it's not going to get you any business.
100%. I think, I mean,
Um,
we've come across some business owners where obviously they don't have that content at hand, they're just starting out,
mm,
and that's sort
yeah,
of top of mind, how we're going to create those sort of content imagery, that fits their business. But when you've got it yourself, and I think you're pretty prevalent on Instagram
yeah,
beforehand, where you had
mm,
it all in hand. It was literally like just add it here as
a
well
bit as well.
as part of your business administration tasks, and you'll definitely show up more, which we've got some later results to prove that. So, um, were there, so how can I say this? So, how did having a clear set of recommendations change how confident you felt about actually going in and making those changes?
Oh,
Because
it
especially
makes all
from a
the
technophobe
difference.
perspective,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't mind me saying that, so.
I think to be talked and walked through a process and actually to do it yourself makes it, if you'd have said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get on and do all this for you," I probably
Hmm.
would never have had the confidence to go back in and do it myself or make any updates or make any changes. Um, so yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I don't probably do it as often as I should, but I've gone in and changed my sort of summer opening hours. I've changed that.
Okay.
I've put on some events on there when I've had events happening. I've put them on.
Brilliant.
Um, and just, yeah, a couple of testimonials videos that were quite short. So I added those. I thought, oh, I wonder if I can get those on. And I think I'm a bit more confident to try things because actually, like, if you try to put something on or change something and it's not suitable or it'll tell you, well, we can't do that. So you think, okay, fair enough. You're not breaking
Yeah.
anything. I think that's my
N-
fear of breaking something, but you can't really break it.
uh, that is so true. So it is pretty much unbreakable, really. If it's not allowed, Google just won't. They'll tell you straight away.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think you mentioned events, and that is one of the brilliant things with the
Yeah.
one of the recent updates this year. So with the Google Posts update, there's also Google Events. You can actually put events as a
Yeah.
section. So if you're actually going to appear in somewhere, you can actually promote that, and that's one of the
Mhm.
great things Google have added. Um, so and it is literally just add the content and
Yeah.
hit the post button. It's as simple as that. I think you'll agree.
Absolutely, yeah. It's pretty straightforward to use once you have done it a couple of times. It's not scary like I thought it was.
Is there anything from the audit you haven't acted on at all? Anything that's
Oh,
holding you back?
I don't think so. I think I did most of it. I'm just checking my notes. Apologies.
It's okay.
N n is there anything I put? Oh no, but no, I've put no, but I do need to remind myself to keep it up to date. So if I
Uh,
make any changes to even just like business hours, like I said in the summer, I'm able to work longer
hmm.
hours into the evening because I can only work in daylight. So in the winter, my hours are much more
Okay.
restricted to do color analysis. So in a winter, I can only really do until, I mean, 3 o'clock's pushing it in midwinter.
Ah, yes. Never
Whereas
thought of that.
now, this time of year, I can work until 9 p.m. if I wanted to.
Ah, yeah.
So I can see people after work in the summer.
And this is all, you can correct us a little bit of science here, I think, but my knowledge is basically with real natural light, you get the full
Yeah.
colour contrast, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I don't
Ah,
do it
interesting.
unless it's in natural daylight. So yeah, and so obviously there's much more scope at this time of year. I'm quite glad I didn't have many people in last week though, because that would have been when you're putting layers and layers of of
Yeah.
material on someone. I think it might,
Just,
might have
just for
been a
anybody
little bit
that
uncomfortable.
just for anybody that's watching this back, we had a huge heat wave here in the UK. So, and I think there's another one next week on the way.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
anyway, so
Yeah.
let's move on to sort of like the impact of your business after implementing this, Sophie. So, what has actually changed since you made those updates? Have you seen an increase in calls, inquiries?
As I said to you, I definitely feel that most of my inquiries now come through Google.
Okay.
Um, Now, whether that's people's primary search engine. I don't know, but I think they do get directed to it anyway.
Yeah.
I would like
I
to think. I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, we'll come on to that very shortly.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So I think the good news is that your reviews have absolutely rocketed up. I think
Mm.
like 194% increase now with the 56 reviews you got in place now. So that's a
Mm.
fantastic achievement. Um, so has anything shifted that you did not expect? Something you might not have immediately connected back to the Google Business Profile, or is it just that sort of?
Um, no, I think so. Certainly some interesting things on there which you may be coming into. I'm not sure about just how I can
Hmm,
now see what people when they find me, what they put in, what they searched. And I think I wasn't aware of that
hmm.
until you pointed it out. So, what are people looking for? How do they find me? I think it gives you the top three um search.
In the local
Yeah,
map pack, yeah. So
questions, which I found really useful, and then to put those wordings onto my website, onto my um, write up, my bio in there, then at
yeah.
least if that's what people are looking for, you are certainly you've got the keywords in there. Then that was a real eye opener as well for me. I didn't understand how that
That's
worked. So
okay.
yeah, that was really
Let, let,
good.
let's just we'll actually just have a look now. So
Okay.
if we actually search for your business now, so if
Yeah.
we just share screen, so I'm hoping that is viewable. If not, I'll actually there we go. Actually zoomed in a little bit. So what we're referring to, just if anybody's not familiar, is this right-hand column down the side here. So as we can see, Sophie's got a fantastic display now of all the photos. We've got a location put in place, and we've got this appointment, which I think this is what you're referring to, Sophie, is that like people can actually directly link and book an
Yeah.
appointment, which is
Hmm.
such a, Google's basically provides everybody that opportunity to book an appointment or a meeting or whatever it is your business does. So just put that URL link in wherever you go to, whether it's Calendly or anything else, and it'll give that a nice pride of place there. And obviously, it's pulled in some fantastic reviews. Um, got a great business description there as well here, and I think as well, obviously the Google Post update section here, where I noticed you've added something earlier today, and there's
Yeah.
obviously lots of other previous options, sorry, previous ones in the past that you've added, which is all great about, just an event or whatever you're doing, and it just sort of allows you to show up in search that little bit more. I think we were just touching on in terms of local map pack. So if somebody actually searched for you now as image consultant Lichfield, you come up top of the results, which is absolutely fantastic,
Amazing.
right here. And this for everybody is the local map pack, which pretty much from a mobile perspective is the predominant first thing that comes above the list of links below. And we've even got you now down at fashion stylist, ranked number one as well in local map pack. So I think that they're just fantastic results because we, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Sophie, but obviously when we first did this, you weren't in there, were you?
No, no.
And it just shows you the real power of actually putting your profile together, getting those Google reviews. It really gives you the opportunity to outrank your competition and certainly compete, if not outrank.
Yeah, and
Um,
I do always ask clients if they are able to give me a review. Now, obviously not, they don't all do it, but that's I'd say probably 25-30% of people do. And then if they haven't done it, I'll go back and say, would you mind? Did you forget? Kind of thing. Um, and most of the time people are really good about it. It's again like one of those things, a bit like me doing my after the audit, do it now. If you don't do it
yes,
now, you're not going to do
absolutely.
it. So I
Yeah,
think sometimes I don't think it's people not wanting to. I think they genuinely forget. So when they might need a little reminder, perhaps. So yeah.
fair enough. So how does Google filter you now as the tool for your business compared to before the audit? Is it, it's firmly in your business administration tasks, is it?
Yeah, so I probably, as I said, the one thing I don't do is maybe update it as regularly as I could, which is
Hmm.
definitely now of something that I'm going to diarise to make sure at least monthly that everything's up to date. And I can add more recent pictures and testimonials and things to it, which is always a nice thing to do. And I think just like I said, now I when I ask people how they found me. A huge percentage of them find me through this. So,
Brilliant.
um, there's it speaks for itself, doesn't it, really?
It really does. I think from just the set of
Mm.
results and what we've just looked at,
Mm.
if you're speaking directly to another business owner who has a Google business profile, but they're not actually, maybe they've not really touched it, maybe similar to yourself 18 months
I
ago,
spoke I
what would you
spoke
tell them?
to well, I'd
Oh,
say
sorry,
do
go on,
it
go on.
and do it. And I spoke to a lady yesterday who was actually in a shop buying some more clothes that I didn't need, but I really like them, so that's all right. And I need them, because I need to look the part, so it's fine.
Of course you do, Sophie.
Um,
Of course you do.
Yeah. And she said, oh, we said, oh, well, she said, oh, I'm just about to close. And we said, oh, well, on your profile, it says you're open till 5:30. She said, oh, that was before COVID. It's now
Ah,
4:30. And we said, well, you can update that. And she said, I know people keep telling me, but I don't know how to do it. And I just laughed and went, you sound like me. I said, it's actually not that hard. Just go into your profile and you can update your opening times. And it's actually really
wow.
easy. And she said, I know people get really cross with me because they come and I'm not open. I'm like, you probably need to change it then. So yeah,
Do you know,
even
Sophie,
just
we've
simple things.
sorry. So
No, no,
yeah, yeah. I mean, sorry. I mean, we have actually seen people been really harsh and decide to give a one-star negative review just on the basis that they thought they were open, they made a call, nobody picked up, and
yeah,
they got
yeah,
bee in the bonnet about it. I mean, business owners have just got to be really clear. Is it 5 o'clock,
yeah,
6 o'clock, 4:30? What? Just
yeah.
be
Because there's
frank
nothing
with
more
with, that,
annoying
with
in make
customers.
than making a special journey, particularly somewhere that
No,
you
no,
and it's closed when you get there, and actually it said it was going to be open. Um, that's not good, is it? That's
no, not
that's
at
just
all.
frustrating, and as you say, can lead to really negative reviews, which doesn't help your profile. So yeah, there you go.
Well, brilliant, Sophie. Have you got anything else you want to add to share with everybody who's watching? Or I
I
think
would
that's it.
say you should definitely work with Ben and take his fantastic advice because he absolutely knows what he's talking about. And like I think
Thank you.
for me, I probably just wasn't aware of how powerful a sort of tool it is because you think about all your
Hmm.
social media, but the thing with social media is it's there for, I don't know, 20 seconds if you're lucky, and not everybody's going to see everything you put out there. You've got to
Yeah.
be quite specific in your timing. You've got to repost things, whereas this is there. It's there until you change it. Um, that's what people are going to find if they search for you. So that's the
And
most important thing to get right, isn't it?
exactly. And what we always say to everybody is that, look, if you're building a business, it is about brand. If you want to come up in search and you're trying to get your name out there, it's about the brand. So you have to connect all of these entities together.
Yeah.
Google allows you to do it in this simple way with a Google Business Profile. Just get
Yeah.
all your details filled out, and you should be in a far more stronger position to build that brand. But yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody wants to reach out to us, we're more than happy to have a lok, and we can possibly work with you. Just hang on a
I'll
second, where
give
we
you a
go.
5-star review. I think I did.
I know you did, Sophie, so thank you very much for that. Anyway, really appreciate it, Sophie. This has been absolutely
My
fantastic,
pleasure.
especially as the first one. So, really appreciate it. Thanks very much for everybody who's joined in or watching the playback. And hopefully, we'll see you. Well, actually, we've got another one next Tuesday at a slightly earlier time with Neil Betts. So, I look forward to seeing anybody that wants to come back and watch that one. So, thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon, Sophie. Thanks very much. Bye
Thank
bye, everyone.
you. Thanks. Bye.